What's up guys, and welcome to another video on my channel. In today's video I want to show you another trading strategy that one of my subscribers has sent to me. All we need for this is our TradingView account. We are going to use the normal candles and then we need a chart to trade with. For our backtesting purposes we are doing this on our Euro-US dollar market and in the 5-minute time frame. So let's start with loading our indicators. In total we need 3 indicators which are all for free. Our first indicator we need is the 3 moving averages by Mod Helios, this one. Load this one in. The second indicator which we need is our normal RSI indicator, so this one. We load it in. And the last indicator we need is the Williams fractals, this one. And we load this one in as well. So let's start with editing these indicators. So we will start with our free EMA indicator, click on the settings, go into the inputs, and the first length we want to set to 21. The second we will set at 50, and the third moving average will be at 200. Then we click on OK, or we can go into the style section and make our indicator and make our lines more visible. So for the first EMA, I choose it in white, and I will do all lines a little bit thicker so we can see it better. Then I click OK, and the first indicator is set. Then we go to our RSI indicator, go into the settings, and in the input section, we will leave everything like it is. And in the style section, we want to uncheck the RSI-based MA, as well as the RSI upper band and the lower band. So we will get rid of all of these. Then we will also uncheck the RSI background. And maybe we can make the middle band a little bit thicker as well, so we can see it better. You can as well do the same with the RSI line, and we are good to go with the second one. So let's go now to our Williams fractals indicator and do the same over here. In the input section, we will leave everything like it is. In our style section, we want to turn around these colors. So the first one has to be green and the second one has to be red. We click on OK and we are good to go with our setup. So let's start with the rules for a long trade. For a long trade, we want to have a long signal. A long signal is each green dot that we get from our Williams fractals indicator. But second, we have to verify them now. As you can see, we have quite a lot of these signals, and if we would trade each of them, our strategy would not be profitable for sure. So we have to verify them. How are we going to do this? We want to make sure that our EMAs are aligned properly, so that we have the 200 EMA, the 50 EMA, and the 21 EMA. Each of them has been above each other, so the EMAs aligned properly. This is our verification that we need. Then third, our market price has to be above the 21 EMA line to make sure that we are definitely in an upwards trend. And fourth, we want to make sure that our RSI is above the 50, or that our RSI is above the 50 line, or above the middle, to say it easier, above the 50. So these are our trading rules. As you can see, these or all of these conditions are valid for this signal. So we have a long signal, check. Then we are looking, are our EMAs aligned properly? Yes, they are. Then our RSI is definitely above the 50 line, as you can see it here. And our market price is above the 21 line. So this will be the candle where our buy signal will come. But this candle can still be repainted. Maybe when the price now drops a lot, then the signal can be changed. So we are waiting until this candle will be closed, and we will open our position at the next candle. We will put our stop loss below the recent swing low, and we set a risk reward ratio of 2.0. So then we keep the trade running, and boom, we will hit our target. As you can see in this case, very nice. We will have a lot of we will have a lot of potentials for a good re-entry. So we can open up the next position here as well, set our stop loss right over here, and set a risk reward ratio of 2.0, keep the trade running, and we have our second profit. And even here we can do the same. So we open the position here. As you can see, we have not really a recent swing low or a very close recent swing low. In these cases, I set the stop loss over here at the buy signal, and then I set my risk reward ratio to 2.0. So this is how I trade when the candle opens at the recent swing low. Then I open the position over here. So you can see within about 1.5 hours we had 3 nice candles and 3 nice trades. All of them would be profitable. And when we continue now, we have a lot of buy signals over here. But as you can see, these or all of these trades would not be a valid long signal or a valid trade, because in each of these buy signals, our market price is below our 21 line, or about the 21 EMA line. Also, when you take a look over here, the RSI is pretty close at the 50 line. So I don't know if it's already below exactly there or above, but it's pretty close. But it doesn't matter in this case because we are already below our 21 line. When we continue over here, this would be our long signal. The EMA is still below the 50 line. The same applies here, and the same applies here. So yeah, all of these conditions would not be valid. So these are our rules for a long trade, and you can already see good examples where you should not enter the trade. Another good examples where you should not enter the trade is over here, because you can see our EMAs are not aligned properly, and when we get a buy signal, our price is below the EMAs, which should not be like it is, and when we get a sell signal, our price is above the EMA. So all of these trades are not verified, and all of these signals you should not trade, or you are not allowed to trade when you follow these rules. So let's have a look now into our trading rules for a short trade. So for a short trade, first, obviously, we want to have a sell signal. Then second, our EMAs has to be aligned properly. So this means in this case we have to think vice versa. So we have to have our 200 EMA, below the 200 EMA we have our 50 EMA, and below that we have our 21 EMA. So it is just the other way around. Then third, we want our RSI below the 50 line. Then fourth, we want our chart, or we want our market price below the, or we want to have our market price below the 21 EMA. So these are our rules for a short trade. As you can see over here, we are in a sideways trend. Then we get here a sell signal, which is not verified as our EMAs are not aligned properly. You can see the 200 EMA is slightly below the 50 EMA, and we are with our RSI, we are slightly below the 50 EMA, so we are slightly below the 50 line. This wouldn't be a problem, but we are still not quite below the 21 EMA. So this signal is not valid. Then we have a short trend, which is starting right over here. We get a buy signal. Obviously, we don't follow this one. We have another buy signal. We don't follow that one. Then we get here our first sell signal. And let's have a quick look. So we have a sell signal. Our EMAs are aligned properly over here. We have the 200, the 50 and the 21 EMA. So this is fine. Then we have our RSI. This is definitely below the 50 line. And our market price is below the 21 EMA as well. So all of our 4 conditions are met. This means we can open our position at the next candle. We set our stop loss over here, set the risk reward ratio to 2. And as you guys can see, this trade will be fulfilled very, very nice. We can continue. We get a buy signal, definitely not follow that one. We get a sell, and then we get a sell signal. All of our conditions are met. We have not really a recent swing low. This was just too close. So we put our stop loss over here at our dot. Then we set the risk reward to 2.0 again, keep the trade running, and we hit our profit. We can continue this one over here. We get a sell signal, open the position, and we have our third win. Then we get the next one. We can continue, open the position. Our stop loss will be over here. The risk reward ratio of 2. And as you can see, this is our fourth win within about, let's have a look, 10 o'clock, and we close it at 1:30. So about 3.5 hours, which is quite good. Then we can see over here, this one would be a loss, but we are still very profitable. So this one would be our loss. And all of these signals we can ignore due to the fact that we are, or that our price is above the 21 EMA. We can continue with that one. We close the candle below the 21 EMA, set our stop loss over here. We have a risk reward ratio of 2, and there we go again. So we have 6 trades. From our 6 trades, we have 5 wins and 1 loss, and this is quite good, and this is how simple the strategy is working. I think now we will start our backtest. We will test it 100 times with a risk of 2% of each trade, and so we will risk 2% each time to make a win of 4% of our capital. So I would say we will start with our backtest, and let's go. As you guys can see, we've now finished our 100 trades in total. From our 100 trades in total, we had a win rate of 81%, so 81 wins against 19 losses. It took us about 3 weeks to make all these 100 trades in total. And from our 100 trades, we had a profit of 1,533%, which is quite insane, I think. And our largest profit trade were 4%, our largest loss trade were 2%. So as always, we are trading with a risk reward ratio of 1 to 2. Our maximum consecutive wins were 16 consecutive wins in total against 3 consecutive losses. These 16 wins are highly, highly unusual, but we had the advantage that we had a massive upwards trend, and as our strategy gives us a lot of results, we had a lot of re-entries even in the upwards trend. So this were the time where we can literally print our money, and where, in my opinion, most of our profit comes from. But as you can see, it is a nice graph which shows us very, very good our exponential growth. So this graph says more or less everything. And I think the strategy is highly profitable. It has a huge potential. But now I want to know your opinions about the strategy. So write it down in the comments. What do you think about the strategy? Would you trade the strategy on your own? Or do you have maybe another strategy that you want to show everybody, that you want to have a backtest from? Then write it down in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't done so far, leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel for not missing out any other video in the future. With that being said, I would say we will see us again in the next video, so see you soon.